Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Oh, gotta hit the whole thing. Okay, and let's see what these tea leaves have to say. I have a little scratch on the side here, I just noticed. Where did that come from? Okay, so Sagittarius. Our card tonight, a little bit ominous, maybe. Is the Five of Swords, which has everything to do with a defeat of some kind or the perception of defeat. Okay, and so let's see, what does that have to do with? I'll just turn this. Turn this a little bit. Okay. And so, where do we want to start? Well, it looks like we have, right here we have, it looks like a person. And I see another person here. Okay, and I feel like there's a departure. Now, I feel like it's not necessarily a person, although these are, I feel like there's the personality here. Or like an energy that feels like it has a personality. So this could be like someone or something, and what would that mean? It's something like your job, right? It has its own kind of place in your life. Or maybe like some kind of subculture you're into. Or, you know, a place you like to hang out. Or, you know, whatever. Something like that. So I think that someone or something is kind of showing its way out of your life somehow. Maybe, you know, maybe they are just kind of, they've ghosted. They've kind of just disappeared. I don't know. But it could be also, you know, that you have lost your job. Maybe somewhere that you volunteer. Maybe they're, you know, not taking volunteers anymore. I don't, you know, something. I don't feel like there's a lot of conflict here, though. I don't think that this is, like you're not in trouble. You're not getting fired because you did something wrong. But I kind of feel like this is a person, too. I don't know. It feels like maybe the end of a friendship, or it's not even really an ending, because I get the sense that they just kind of have walked away in some way. And this could be down to just they don't have great communication skills, right? And so I feel like this is difficult for you. I see a person kind of in this emotional space. It looks like their head, their body, they're kind of down on their knees. It almost looks like they have wings too. So I feel like it's a feeling of being knocked down, right? Knocked down to your knees, knocked down to a place of a lot of emotionality. I think feels really heavy for you, pretty sad. I don't know that you even saw it really coming. But And it feels like this is the sense of defeat. But, you know, ultimately, I see the wings. I feel like you're being protected. I feel like this is a blessing for you. I know it doesn't feel like it. I think that this feels very devastating, probably. But I think that this is a blessing in disguise. Or just, you know, it's a blessing. You just haven't gotten to the part where you understand it yet. I think that this person, well, I feel like if this was a person that maybe you broke up with, they were a good friend, a family member, whatever, they just kind of took off. They just kind of stopped communicating, texting back, taking your phone calls, whatever. I feel like this is a really kind of a person who doesn't communicate well, but also very self-involved. Okay. And I feel like this would have really potentially become or was kind of a vicious cycle of instability. And I feel like because of the type of person that you are, Sagittarius, which is somebody who is devoted, who shows up for those they care about, you're thoughtful, you know, you remember things, you do what you say you're going to do. I feel like you would have become or were consumed by the instability here, trying to cater to this person, trying to make it work. And they just, I don't even think it was like that they were a super like predatory person or anything like that. They just were not very thoughtful of your wants, needs, emotions, time. That's the big one. Time. That's always my deal breaker over everything else. If you don't respect my time, I absolutely will not put up with it. And that's the Virgo in me, right? Because I'm all about my schedules. And I feel like this is just, you know, you at times probably could have or did bend over backwards for them. And they just kind of, they're just that type of person. They just, you know, gone with the wind. And, you know, where the blessing comes in, obviously, you know, not putting so much of your energy into somebody. But I think that, you know, I feel like you would become so focused on this that you were not, you know, you were not working on important aspects of your life, or, you know, getting the things done, or, you know, your attention is split. We all know how that is. Like when you're working and you're trying to deal with somebody who's just, you know, a mess, creating a mess in your life. And of course, you know, you do that dance as well with them. So you have your own part of it, but it's hard to function when that's going on, right? You're just on your phone checking, you're calling, you're, you know, whatever, wrapped up in it, hard to focus. And, and I see it looks like a magician or something here, wearing a robe. We have a big, the head here, kind of hand up, and it looks like, you know, I feel like as this thing passes through, you go through this little defeat, and it hurts. I'm not trying to minimize how this feels. But once you get through it and you are in this restorative place of your energies, you're not spread thin trying to deal with somebody's stuff. You're not trying to get them to, you know, act right, or focus on, you know, your relationship, friendship, honoring their word, all things that you do. You know, they're not matching your energy. Your power comes back, bright vitality. I feel like I'm playing a video game. I don't play video games, so I don't know. Maybe those are not video game terms, but you're back in your power place. You're back to creating your own world, your own reality, feeling confident about the things that you're doing, feeling more yourself, knowing that you are a catch. Anybody would be so lucky to have you as a friend, as a lover, as a significant other, as a family member. It is not on you that people don't know how to treat each other. But it is on you to create the boundaries to stop that kind of behavior from affecting your life. Don't let people in that are going to just walk all over you. I mean, it's hard. I understand it's hard. Because oftentimes these people are charming, right? These are the people, if it was easy, none of us would be ever doing it, right? We'd all have perfect relationships. Everybody would be, on the level. But I think that this is just a reminder, get back to the work you've been doing. And you've been doing so well. Limiting these kinds of toxic people in your life. And it makes sense to me that another one would kind of come to the surface because you are going through this transitional period in your being where it's like all the toxins are coming out, right? You're getting rid of all of it. And you're noticing more often when something doesn't feel right, when there's an energy or a behavior that you just won't put up with anymore. So I see you, working diligently to create a space, a world that you want to live in, that you want to be, active in. Waking up every day. Some days, some days you just wake up in a grump, right? Or tired or whatever. But most days waking up and being excited about your life, about where things are going. It's a powerful symbol. Okay, let's see. And here, okay, we have a horse, and we have a knight, and you can see the little feather thing that those knights wear. And then we have what looks like, give me some creative room here, license. It looks like a tiny little dragon, right? So we have this common motif, the knight going to slay the dragon. And I think really what this comes down to, controlling your emotions, your reactions. Letting yourself feel the way that you feel, but do not get out there starting a war, starting a fight, being super reactive to this person, begging them, rage texting them. None of these things. Do not do any of it. Whatever you feel like you want to say, open the little note app or whatever you have on your phone. Or even if you do it like old school analog, just write it on a piece of paper. Write what you want to say and wait 24 hours to send it. Okay? Don't do it in the moment. If you think it's going to be emotional or reactive or whatever, it can wait. Anything like this can wait. Now, if it's something like, hey, I need my keys to my house, buddy, okay, yeah, I get it. send it. But the emotional, the arguing, all that stuff, write it down. Yeah, go ahead and type it out. Don't send it though. Put it in the other app so you can copy and paste it. If you still feel like it is of value to the situation, if it's going to add any kind of, forward movement, then send it after 24 hours, okay? I promise you it's a good way to do it. It will stop you from sending a lot of things that you just should not. There's so many times in my life that I have, and especially in like comment sections, not on this channel, but just, out in the wilds of the internet, where I have something smart to say. I have something probably not, very productive to the conversation. And I will type it out and then I'll delete it. I just click out of the thing. So I don't get involved. It's hard. I'm a little bit of a know-it-all. So, and also I have a little bit of an attitude. So, but it's the best way. I never get in arguments with people because I stop myself, argument. Let me edit that. The normal arguments at home, the little things when you're married. But I don't argue with anybody else. I have not gotten in an argument with another person. I don't even know how long it's been, but 100%, not because I haven't wanted to, because I don't click on the like post, or I don't comment it, I don't text it, I don't make the phone call, whatever. So that's my advice. Just reel it in a little bit. Don't let the dragon take over. Be diplomatic. Don't be, or just refrain. That's really where it's at. That's the ticket, refrain. And if this, I don't know why this comes to mind, but I read about this so much in like the mom threads and the like on Reddit and stuff, the ones that I'm in. And if this is somebody that like you have a kid with, or you're going through like a divorce or whatever, get one of those apps where you can't, it's like through the court, or it's all it's all monitored, so there's no back and forth. It's just something that I've kept in mind, even though, thankfully, hopefully that will never happen for me. But I feel like I've witnessed so many people in my life, go through having to co-parent and stuff. And the arguing and stuff through text in front of the kids, all of that, hard not to do when you are in turmoil, but do it in a place that is designated for diplomatic communications, right? Be smart. Let's see. What else do we have? We have a T right there, and it looks like an L. So a T and an L, those seem like they might be important. And let's see, what else? And this one, I think of, I'm trying to think, what is that animal that's like a lion and a bird? It's a griffin? Is that what it's called? A griffin? Griffith? I don't know, griffin, I think. I'm bad with my composite mythological animals. But I feel like this is another sign of power, okay? Serene, strong, courageous, just very thoughtful about your movements, okay? There's no wildness. There's no mindless, just rage or outbursts. This is slow moving, like a statue, contemplating your moves. Okay. And I don't think this is going to be hard for you. Not at all. But it's important, especially when, my goodness, when people leave our lives in a way that just seems so unemotional. I mean, you know, we've all had friend breakups, and it just sometimes I feel like is worse than a regular breakup because you know, I don't know. There's like a disconnect of sometimes anyways of that deeper emotions where you've been so close, you know, and not having any closure on that can be difficult. But ultimately, you know, I say give it time always, especially if they're just kind of a flaky person that you know, and you just want to put your 2 cents into the thing, let them know how they made you feel. Well, people like that sometimes just will not receive that kind of information. It does not penetrate their psyche in the same way that it might you, because you're Sagittarius, you're a very sensitive, thoughtful person. So, you know, I would just take my time with it. All right. Let's see. So we have, I almost feel like these look like well, they're not the Graces, but something akin to this. Kind of etheric, ethereal. I always say etheric, like ether. Ethereal, goddess type beings, maybe of the arts, maybe of, you know, the emotional attributes. And so I just feel like as you are going through these emotions, you are waiting for that kind of clarity to come through where you get away from this thing, you see, okay, this getting into this kind of whirlwind of chaos or back and forth feelings, always trying to know exactly how somebody feels, like, why did they say this? Why didn't they answer me? Oh, why did they like stand me up? Or, you know, whatever it is. Where people do not honor you as a being and just can't say things plainly as they are. You know, getting away from that, being kind of wrapped up in that, and having the clarity to see that it just really is not good for you. Like, really on just a basic level, the stress, not good for you. And not everybody in your life has to be easy, right? Not every relationship is just going to be easy and happy and content all the time. But it should not feel like a constant battle, or you're always like vying for attention or begging for, you know, something from them, a little scrap of attention or whatever. That's a terrible way to live. So I feel like you coming out of this, having an ease to your life once more. Again, feeling like you are, you know, more self-confident, realizing that this was just a misaligned relationship, friendship. And listen, there are a lot of people in the world, you know, I mean, making friends is not easy. I understand that. I'm terrible at making friends, especially as an adult. You know, I sometimes like, I think I only really made, well, I don't think that's true. I still have good friends, but mostly it was easy for me to make friends because I partied a lot. And I went to a lot of concerts and shows and stuff. And I don't do that stuff anymore. So I don't really know how to connect with people. I'm so awkward in real life. So, but here's the thing. We can find other ways to make friends, to meet people. I don't feel any kind of shame in saying most of the people I care about are online. Even the people I've known in real life who are good friends, I haven't seen a lot of them in years, and we, are almost all internet based now because of, how it's long distance. But, we can find ways to feel like we're part of a community. And so, hopefully be more discerning about the people that you let close to your heart, because you are, goodness, you are a person with a beautiful heart. And I wanted to mention as well, as I was looking at this, it came to mind, I feel like as you are going through this thing, I think you're really going to find some comfort in doing some kind of work at night. And I don't mean like a job necessarily, but maybe doing some crafting, writing, maybe reading or learning something new in the evening at night, when there's less anxiety about the world. It's a little more quiet. You're probably not going to get any phone calls from the doctor's office or whatever, things to interrupt. I think, the evenings are a good time to contemplate, to read, to indulge in some fantasy. But also, just to really, I think when we are working through things, doing repetitive movement type things are really good for your brain. Like knitting, crocheting, cross stitching, whatever, woodwork, whatever it is, whittling. It's soothing. And I know that there's probably some kind of scientific evidence behind it. But, I think that it gets you out of these super emotional roller coastery type places, and can find some comfort and ease in doing something where what is coming next. You're doing the motions over and over and over. And on top of that, you're making something cool. So that's a win. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pull a card from the Indigo Sage Affirmation cards. And these are I'm just using them as like a confirmation, but also just kind of an ending note, which is kind of fun. Also, it gives me a reason to have a bunch of affirmation cards. Look at this. Just pulled this one. After I pulled it randomly. Look at this little nightscape. This is exactly what I mean. This is the energy that we need to create in. Okay, so it says unknown voyage. You are no longer a seeker. You are a discoverer of the new. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I don't have a lot to say about it, but I feel like that, these are the vibes of the evening, right? There is something very magical about setting aside a little bit of time for yourself if you are able in the evening time when everybody starts to go to bed. You have some time, hopefully, by yourself, and you can explore the depths of your mind, your interests, your passions. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and thank you for spending this time with me. I'm excited. I'm singing. I get to go to bed in a few minutes. It is Sunday night and I am ready to have a little bit of a rest. Okay, so I'm going to thank you, and if you would be so kind, if you are so inclined, please like the video. It helps us get into the algorithm, and the algorithm loves engagement. So I'm going to list a couple of different ways to engage with the channel, with the videos, and, you know, if you see fit, please, you know, it helps support the channel. Okay, so liking the video, watching the video, or reading from the beginning to the end, sharing the reading on other social media platforms. If you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. Of course, you don't have to do any of these. I don't expect anybody to at all. You know, you don't have to. I just ask because it, you know, it does help. It helps get the reading to more people, and it helps grow the channel. And so I mention it at the end because I don't want to do it at the beginning. It throws off the whole flow of things. So if you're still here, you might be willing to, you know, do at least one of these things. Anyways, that's my logic. And then the other thing is, if you want to leave a comment, I read them all. It might take me a day or two to get back, just because I read them all and I try to reply to each and every one of them. You know, life is busy for all of us. So it might take a moment for me to read through them and get back. And I like to really feel the comments, because I feel like I'm getting to know so many of you. A lot of the same people like to comment, and I appreciate that, because I feel like there are a lot of personalities that I'm really getting to know. This community is growing. I feel very close to some of you, and so excited to get to know more of you. And it really truly is a great blessing of my life. All right, I'm going to say thank you, and we will talk in just a few days from now.